Hey everybody, want to go over the Microsoft Office and have this video in case you get lost in class or there's something you want to review, or a couple weeks down the road you're like, how do we do that again? Obviously there's lots of tutorial videos available on YouTube and such, but here's the things we're going to go over in class. You can see I preloaded some of this text already, make it easy, so I want to go over first that. So the first thing that we're going to do is make sure we understand the header. So by just double clicking this area, I can show the header and consequently the footer. I can hit close. I can also get to the header by viewing, and then you can see there's everything right now. So one of them is header and footer. We'll open that area. So want to draw your attention. So I've written Microsoft Word proficiency document. You will add your name to such a thing. And you'll notice that I have the registered trademark signal. So there's a couple different ways to do that on the Mac. Currently on my Mac and my operating system, option R will bring that up. It might be slightly different for you. If you're not sure or that doesn't work for you, guess what? You bring up Google and you go find it. So that's current. And sometimes things change, so I just want to make sure comment of that. So notice this is justified to the center. So I've got that. And then I wrote MUS 113. Our section is 01, and that is right justified. So that's 1, 2, and 3 of this assignment. I've written my name. I've not made this a hyperlink. Should it become a hyperlink and you were to, and it was to be something look like that, you would not want that. So make sure you know how to get rid of links. So you can see, I can have it, I can make it a link. I don't want it to be. So make sure that that is not a link. I've got this paragraph here, so I want to do a couple things. So this is indented with different margins, and the text is fully justified. So what that looks like when justified, you can see it cleans up those margins, which is great. But I'm going to format this paragraph, and I'm going to increase the indentations of this to 1 inch on both sides. So that's all you need to do, and you can see that that's now text is brought in and separate from the rest. So this might be a pull quote for a paper, it might be something specific that you want to do, but understanding I can modify the margins for just that section is one of them. I've got my fonts here. So we have, first thing I'm going to do is add bullet points to that, which is the part of the assignment, and then you pick 4 fonts and just type out what they are, and you can see here. I love American Typewriter, Lino Letter or Lino Letter, and Trade Gothic are the fonts of Capital, so I have those installed on my computer. If you look for those on your computer, you will not find them. Up here. Because you have to install them specifically. And then I love Garamond, so I use that quite a bit for everything. Or Times New Roman. When we got that. So we need how to bold things. So that's up here on, but you can also use Command B to make them bold, Command I to italicize them, and Command U to underline. I can also go here and just click under the underline, and I can also just do certain words. So I'm going to do that. Never mind that. And that sentence. So notice that Komodo, it's asking me if that's spelled right. So I'm going to change that. And now it's correct. So I want to change small 9-point size to a smaller size. I want to change 18-point size. I'm going to come back to this picture here in a second. I'll insert the picture in just a second. Too large, 18 size. Hi, cat. You need to move. There you go. Okay, so that's 7, 8, and 9, and 10. We've changed sizes. And then I'm going to go back and add the photo here in a second. I've got the... I'm going to go ahead and add the photo. I'm going to change the order of this. So here we go. So let's add the photo. So and then I'm going to create a separate text box. So I'm going to insert a picture from File, and I have an images folder that I use a lot of stuff from, so I'm going to go in here. I see the binary, and I'm going to add that. And notice it's way the wrong size, so you need to make your photo 1 inch. Notice with that box checked, it will keep the dimensions of that picture. It won't distort it. If I uncheck it, it's possible I can make something very weird size, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to undo, and I know it's basically a 1 inch square, so I know it's 1.07 because that's okay. So then I want to notice that I've got this big page break, and as I move, I'm not able to kind of move it around a little bit. So I'm going to right click, and then I can wrap text, and we're going to go, and you've got some different options, so I suggest, but I'm going to go through and let you can see the text goes around that, so I'm going to do that. Then I've got 2 different ways I can add a caption. That if I right click on this, I can insert caption, and it kind of gives me that figure 1, so I'm just going to insert your caption will be different than mine, so I'm going to say buyer dynamic ribbon microphone. Do that, and then after I do that, I can change this, and I'm going to justify this text or center it. Yeah, I'll center it. That looks better. Yep, center it looks better. And now these 2 things are going together, and they can move around. And I'm going to change this font size even smaller. Not like that. Okay. We needed to insert a table, so you create a table by insert table, and it's going to ask you. So you can see I have 3 columns, and I made 5 rows of that. The width will be initial, it will be auto, and I can modify that. If I want to change the width of the column, I can move that here by just grabbing this. So my first class, MUS 113 on 3 days. Oops, I just want to grab this. Actually, I'm going to do 2 because it's at 9 a.m. And then I can grab these 2 at the same time and paste, and then this will be MUS 215 at 9:30 a.m. And those are my first classes every day. And then I've got some text here, so this is where you'll write your ideal career, some ideas. So I've got some things here. I want to take you very seriously, just so what your day looks like. And I'm going to make this in columns. So I'm going to format columns, and it's going to ask me how many 3 columns. We're doing 3 columns. You can see I can pick right there, or I can choose here. And if I want a line between, you can see on the diagram right here what it would do. I don't need that line between for this. I think it'll all look fine. And I've got the 3 columns. I'm going to justify the text. So now we're starting to look a little bit more like a newsletter. And the last thing we're going to do is go to the footer and then insert the date. So there's a couple things here. You can see there's a date and time, and I'm going to do the date, and I'm going to center that. And you're done. Last thing I'm going to do is save. It's going to ask me where I want to save, so I've got, let's make a new folder here. Homework, I'll call it assignments, I like that. And we'll save as Neil Schmidt, Word. Okay, and the last thing I want to do is I need to upload this as a, make sure I understand how to save. I'm going to email me a PDF. So what I'm going to do is Command P on a Mac, and the way we're going to do the PDF is right down here. You can see save as PDF. And so I'm going to save it in the exact same assignments folder, and notice I can call it the exact same thing because one's a Word doc and one's a PDF, so I can use the exact same title, exact same name, because they're different formats. If I was trying to resave this as a Word doc, it would ask me to rename it. I don't have to do that. Remember, if your window is not open up all the way, this disclosure triangle will take care of that for you. So I'm going to save as Word, and now I've got, go to my Finder, Capital 113 assignments. And then you can see here, this is my PDF, this is my Word doc. Then you'll go into your email and attach that to me and email me your Word doc. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.